All right, folks, welcome to another in-depth trailer breakdown. I am Geekdom, and I'm joined as always, well, not as always, but as frequently, from Mike from LaughingStock Media, and we're talking Deadpool, the brand new Redband trailer. Film is coming out just in about a month and a half. What's up, Mike?
Hey guys, it's Mike here from Laughing Stock Media. I know those people love that intro, I do. And I'm pumped for this movie. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Are you a fan of Deadpool?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not as hardcore of a fan of Deadpool as a lot of people are, but I really enjoy the character. He's funny. I like the fourth wall breaking stuff like that. I always liked Ryan Reynolds in that role and thought that he got,
He got
he just
shafted.
got the short end. Yeah, he got fucked when it came to the last Wolverine movie. So, it'll be nice to actually see the real character now.
Yeah, and folks, he's talking about that terrible, terrible Wolverine movie, X-Men Anthology or whatever. It sucked. But
X Men Oranges. Although
Origins.
I always call it X Men Oranges just because reasons.
Well, the movie looks orange, so no. But Deadpool, this is a different kind of superhero movie. That's why we have a Red Band trailer. Deadpool is the movie that really is going to change, I think, the way a lot of superhero movies come. And really, Mike, now that I think about it, the first film that I can think of that's anywhere remotely resembling this would probably be Kick-Ass. I think they paved the
Yeah, it
way.
is. It is definitely very reminiscent of it in a lot of ways. I mean, Kick Ass is definitely that kind of fourth wall breaking a little bit. It's very
It's more of the adult
there's
dark
satirical and
comedy.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, the adult
yeah. I mean,
dark
there's
comedy. Because even though
yeah.
the Marvel Cinematic Universe is a little more edgy than you would think it would be, especially compared to the '90s movies, it's still Disney, and they're still kind of having a positive vibe. Whereas this movie here could end up being, just extremely over the top, dirty potty humor, which is interesting to say the least.
Oh yeah, I mean the thing is that Marvel Studios are currently doing shows like Daredevil, which are very dark. Jessica
Yes,
Jones. So
yes.
it'll be interesting to see them go into more dark territory, and they're going to need to, especially with the Infinity Gauntlet storyline coming up.
Yeah, but even then, it's not going to have the same kind of humor that this trailer or this movie's going to have. This is going to
No.
be at South Park level shit. Let's go ahead and get started. So this is the Red Band trailer. If you're under the age of 18, then yeah, you could probably keep
Sucks to
watching
you.
because it doesn't even show any boobs or anything. There's like no nudity here. But so here we go.
New York, New York.
Yeah, that is not M Night Shyamalan, but it looks like him.
Yeah, I know. What a twist! It is not me.
Pool. Dead.
Why the
Oh, balls
fancy
on our
accent,
face.
Mr. Poole?
Oh, that's because it's Christmas Day, Dopinder.
It's Christmas Day. Of course, this trailer came out on Christmas Day, and here we've seen this shot before. Very
Yep.
violent. I'm going to turn that down a little bit because they won't be able to hear us. Very, very violent stuff here. And the thing about Deadpool is Deadpool is like an edgier Spider-Man, and that Spider-Man will always have like the one-liners, but Deadpool will come at you with not only one-liners, but very aggressive one-liners. So this is the origin of
And that
Deadpool here.
Fight this.
Oh yeah, and that shot before we just saw of focusing on his butt. Let's see that real quick for the ladies in the audience.
Oh boy.
This shot was brought to us by Michael Jackson.
All right. So I'm guessing they're going to be changing his origin slightly. I mean, he's diagnosed with cancer, and he's going to be. Obviously, I don't think this is. I don't even know if they're going to even mention the Weapon X program or any of that stuff.
Well, the thing is that
Like, I feel
I
like
think
this
one of the
movie. I feel like this is going to erase the X-Men Origins canon, which
yeah,
is
I mean,
good.
I think that yeah, definitely. I mean, they've already kind of gone in that direction with Days of Future Past anyway. But I feel like Deadpool's origin originally was like even pre Weapon X, like before he went into that, like basically he was in like this prison, I think, or this underground facility, and there was a bunch of prisoners and they were all doing the same experiments on all of them, and they had a Deadpool, a bet going to who would actually survive to the end, and I think that he was the one to actually survive until the end, and I believe that was his original origin. So it's going to be interesting for them to completely change it like this.
Well, it's for a movie, but
Oh yeah.
Ryan Reynolds is coming off a lot like. He reminds me so much of Jason Lee. Back when Jason Lee was actually like funny and edgy, and during the Kevin Smith era of Jason
Yeah.
Lee. Now Jason Lee's doing these chipmunk movies. I don't even know where his career is headed.
I don't know. He likes L. Ron Hubbard, that's all I'll say.
I'm finished.
Well,
It mutates
so now the joke is Ryan Reynolds, even though he loves his girl, we see that,
but
and
you
there's
still
little
think you're
hints of
making
things to
your
come.
superhero. We're making
That
you
looks like
this way.
Spike, that the guy with the porcupine, kind of quills on him, like just a second before
Or
we also saw another
Marrow.
flash.
There's our first
Yeah.
shot of Gina Carano, who I guess is supposed to be tough in this movie.
I mean, she's tough in real life, so I would assume so.
Perhaps, but she hasn't fought in years. So, but
Oh,
yeah,
I'd go a few rounds with her though.
so would I, bro. Yeah, eat your heart out, Ronda Rousey, because I mean I like Ronda Rousey,
Yeah.
but this woman's actually super fine.
Alone here with Jose
yes, sir.
Canseco.
Yeah, you gonna leave me here, Jose
Whatever they did to
Canseco?
me made me totally indestructible and completely.
Now he's doing the typical "I'm wearing a hoodie" thing, and his powers made him ugly as fuck.
You look, he came out of the inside.
Now,
of
the thing
someone's
is that-
asshole.
Now the thing with Deadpool is that one of the things with him. Now this is how it used to be originally. I don't know if it's still going to be the same way, but actually his cancer was his healing factor. So basically, the healing, like they turned the cancer into the thing that heals him, but it also like fucked up his face and everything like that. So basically, he has super aggressive cancer that actually makes him better, not worse.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll.
I think
see in
this
the
is him
film.
making the suit,
I'm
right?
no hero. But when you find out your worst enemy is
And of
after
course,
your
he
best
made
girl,
jokes. He made jokes in the previous trailer about how he didn't want it to be CGI or green, which is of course a joke to Green
Yeah.
Lantern. Remember, folks, breaking the fourth wall. And here he says something to the effect of, when your sworn enemy's going after your best girl, you're going to become a superhero. So they're not even doing the "I'm a heel, I'm becoming a babyface" gimmick. They're just going to go right to babyface,
superhero.
which I'm okay with.
Now, is
He's
it-
too over.
Yeah. Now, is it me or is like the lead guy in this, like the bald dude that we've seen so far, or the guy with the really short haircut? Doesn't he look like?
guy.
Is he the guy from the Transporter Refueled?
He looks like it. I've seen this guy before, but you're right. He hasn't done like huge movies yet. I'm not really exactly sure as to who he is. Here's the cast down here.
also
I don't know if you can
looks-
see that.
Yeah, Marina Bakarin, I believe, is actually in Daredevil right now. Maybe I'm thinking of someone else, but he also looks a lot like Nicholas Holt, I think his name is,
Yes,
who
he
plays
does,
Beast. I always
Beast.
got those two confused.
Yes, he does. What do you think about Nicholas Hoult possibly playing a young Han Solo, in your opinion?
I don't think. I think that what's the actor's name who plays Star-Lord?
Chris
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
I think that he would actually be much better suited for that. I mean, he basically was Harrison Ford in Jurassic World, so I think that he's far more suited. I don't think Nicholas Hoult would work. Not to mention, he's an English actor. Do we really need even more English actors taking up iconic roles right now?
Well, there's people-
Put an American in there.
There's people who are pissed right now. You saying that? People from England. We love all of you from across the pond. I will say
We
this.
should send.
Mhm.
Hey, I love England, but we should send over some American actors and have them do a phony, English accent and see how you guys like it in every single role you guys have.
I'm sure we've done that before. Well, yeah, but yeah, I don't know. Let me go ahead and keep going here with the trailer. So, got blasted. Played
I
up.
think he
for
shot
comedy.
right through his own leg.
Yeah, well, he's got healing factor. Doing
Oh,
a
yeah.
crotch chop there.
And there it looks like the Oracle from the Matrix.
Right there?
No, the woman with the glasses. I wonder if they're gonna do any Matrix kind of puns in this.
Now, this I'm digging right here. Okay, so
We can't allow this, Deadpool.
Colossus from the X-Men, and I'm not too sure who she's supposed to be.
I'm actually not sure who that is either. I'm going to have to check the cast list. Fuck it, we should just do it right now. Wikipedia. All right, and then we go to
Or you could do IMDb.
Deadpool. All right, she is supposed to be. Is it Angel? No, that's Angel. That's Gina Carano. Let's see. No, there's the Oracle right there.
Yeah.
Warhead.
Deadpool's roommate.
Oh, right here, Brianna Hildebrand as Negasonic Teenage Warhead, student of Xavier School for the Gift of Givers. Now, for the people who are wondering, I forgot to mention this. People who are wondering why there are X-Men characters in this film, and of course Ajax is the villain here, Ed Skrein. For those wondering why there are X-Men villains and X-Men characters in this film, it's because Fox owns the rights to X-Men and to Deadpool, because Deadpool got bought in with the X-Men characters, which I guess it kind of makes sense. So as a result of that, that is why we're going to see Colossus in this film with no problem. Like, it's still part of the same continuity. And I do love
It's interesting to see.
Go ahead.
I was going to say real quick, it's interesting to see real quick, like all those descriptions of characters that are going to be in the movie. Like the blind woman is supposed to be Deadpool's blind roommate. That's probably why she lives with him, because she can't see how ugly he is. You know, and there's like other characters.
Well,
Peter
if you saw
Rasputin.
Daredevil, you know blind isn't bad. What were you going to say?
I was saying Peter Rasputin. I think that's how you pronounce it, or Peter Colossus, because he's
supposed
Russian.
to be Peter, yeah. Yes. Let's get back over here. I love this part how he goes, "Get your X-Men bullshit out of here," or something like that.
Bullshit, Colossus. Besides,
I'm gonna hear that
Colossus.
part.
Bullshit, Colossus. I don't have time for your X-Men bullshit, Colossus.
I don't have time for your X-Men bullshit, Colossus. I like how he just knows who he is.
Besides, nobody's getting hurt. That guy was up there before we got here.
I love how they have his eyes actually white in this. It's very reminiscent of
Comic book Spider-Man.
you know, it's comic book Spider-Man, Batman, stuff like that. It's very comic booky, and they almost never do that. Like, this is like the first time it seems like they're doing it all the time. They're gonna kind of do it with Batman with the robotic suit, I think, in Batman versus Superman, but his eyes are always like white in like a lot of comics Batmans.
I agree. Here we have some more action scenes. Comes great irresponsibility, of course. It's basically, folks, this is going to be for those who don't know, I'm sure most of you guys already know all about Deadpool. It's going to be a parody of other comic book movies, essentially, even though he's a real character with his own comic and has been for years. Of course, there's the infamous car flipping that's in every movie now, which I'm not going to lie to you, it's kind of getting played out, but I'm okay with them making fun of it here. There's your logo. Here she comes. Boom, knocks out Colossus of all people. So she has to be strong.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Oh, I'm glad I didn't use that song again. Ouch. And of course the one.
Ouch.
Let's hear that one.
Oh, I so pity the dude who pressures her into prom sex.
It's gonna be amazing. I honestly cannot wait for this movie. It's the comic book movie that's gonna really awaken a lot of people, like The Force was awakened recently, and I'm very excited, man. I didn't think it was gonna be this good, but they actually got it right, man. They actually got it right. This could end up being a phenomenon. Like, if this movie's really, really good, and I'm not saying it's gonna get to Star Wars levels, but if it's really good and it invites people for repeat viewings, it could be great.
And the only other movie similar to this that I've seen recently with superhero movies that's kind of comparable is Guardians of the Galaxy. And people really liked that because the fact that it was like very similar to what Deadpool is right now. It was lighthearted, but it was also tons of comedy and, you know, very, you know, there was a lot of action. And so Deadpool is going to appeal to that. And also this would be great because it would show that a superhero movie can actually sell if it's rated R, and actually they don't have to pull punches anymore. And maybe we could see the next Wolverine movie actually be rated R. Because I heard they're doing Old Man Logan.
They're gonna avoid the R rating, and you and I know why. It's the whole thing with you know, they want to get as many people in there as possible. But I think with certain movies and certain characters, like this Deadpool, for example, I think it could work. Now, before we get out of here, what are your thoughts on the rumor? And I have to double check this, but there's a rumor going around that the Killing Joke animated movie is gonna be rated R.
I like it. You know, go for it. I mean,
ballsy,
the thing is nowadays, like, kids watch radar shit all the time anyway. I mean, when you think about it, all these Raid M games, parents immediately buy them up for their kids.
True.
So I don't think that they're going to have any issue. It's like, I think that Hollywood needs to get away from the stigma of the radar movie. If a movie is high quality enough, it's going to make all of its money back. Terminator 2, Titanic, the second highest grossing movie ever, rated R. You know what I mean? If a movie is really of that, like, if a movie really is good enough, you put enough stuff into it, like, rating is irrelevant. People will go see it.
That's true. If it's good, people will go see it. But of course, there's numbers that will tell you that PG movies generally do better. But
oh yeah, and they can throw their numbers at you all day long. But the thing is, like, you gotta do certain things here and there to actually get people, you know, motivated to go to the movies. And quality is always the one thing that's going to do that.
Absolutely.
Either that or a rabid following.
Absolutely, and the thing is with this character, you can't make this a PG movie. I feel like if they had made this a PG movie, it would ruin the character. It would ruin the movie. You just can't do it. You have to go. You have to go balls out with Deadpool. Not every character. If you're doing a Superman movie or an X-Men movie, or something like that, Spider-Man movie, you can go PG all you want. But for Deadpool, bro, you're eliminating what makes that character so awesome.
And the thing is, remember when they did that April Fool's practical joke where they said it was going to be PG-13, and then Deadpool came out and it's like, nah, fuck that shit. It's actually going to be rated R. That was pretty cool.
I can't wait.
Because people were freaking out when they were saying that, oh, it's actually PG-13. People were pissed because they had promised people that Wolverine was going to be rated R, and it ended up being, PG-13. So like people were pissed. So it's great to see that people are actually really up in arms about this. And I don't think this has a huge budget or anything, so I'm sure it will make its money back and then some.
I mean, I love it. I love the fact that this movie's being made correctly. And isn't it funny how Fox is so bipolar when it comes to this? How with Deadpool they've got their shit together, but with like Fantastic Four it was like the opposite. And it's funny to me how they got their shit together for this. It really seems that way.
I think it's like, honestly, to be fair, I think with the Fantastic Four, and I think that Fox does have a lot of problems as a studio. I mean, they made Dragon Ball Evolution after all.
Yeah.
I think that Fox made Fantastic Four solely to keep the rights because they wanted to spite Marvel. I think that's the whole reason they did it. They didn't care that it was going to be terrible. They did it solely to keep the rights because, like, I mean, so they just made a movie. It didn't even cost that much for them to make the movie anyway. They just made it, and they made a piece of shit just so they can keep the rights, and so they can say, "Hey, Marvel, fuck you. We get to keep this." So, that's one thing I don't really know if I would fault them for, other than just being spiteful dicks in terms of quality.
Well, hopefully that will change soon. Anyways, Mike, thank you for being here. Check out Laughing Stock Media. I'll put a link in the description below. And Mike will be back on the channel tomorrow as we discuss, as of the debut of this video, he'll be back on tomorrow as we discuss our top 10 most noble Dragon Ball characters. We'll catch you then.
See you later.